Hello, HollyBuzz here, and we are back with another video. So today we will discuss about Tory Lanez versus Megan Thee Stallion. Shooting, lies, and a system failure. The shooting. Conflicting accounts under the microscope. Megan Thee Stallion's version of events. On the night of July 12th, 2020, Megan testified she left Kylie Jenner's Hollywood Hills party in an SUV with Tory Lanez, her assistant Kelsey Harris, and driver Jaquan Smith. Tensions reportedly flared when Tory allegedly demanded Megan exit the vehicle during an argument. According to Megan, as she walked away on a residential street, Tory shouted aggressive words urging her to move rhythmically before firing a handgun toward her feet multiple times. She collapsed, bleeding from injuries to both feet, and later told paramedics, "I've been shot." Megan acknowledged initially telling police at the scene she'd stepped on glass, a decision she attributed to intense fear during nationwide protests over police conduct. "I didn't trust the system to protect us," she stated in court, referencing high-profile cases involving Black individuals. The emotional toll became central to her testimony. She described spiraling into depression, anxiety, and suicidal thoughts, famously stating she sometimes wished the shots had been fatal to escape the trauma. Tory Lanez's counter-narrative. Tory's defense presented a starkly different sequence. His team claimed Megan and Kelsey Harris engaged in a violent physical altercation after leaving the party. According to affidavits, Kelsey, reportedly upset upon learning Megan and Tory had been intimate, retrieved a handgun from the SUV during the fight. Tory alleged he attempted to de-escalate, lunging to deflect the weapon upward when Kelsey discharged it. He maintained he never touched the trigger. Forensic analysis became critical to his defense. DNA testing revealed no conclusive match to Tory on the firearms magazine. Traces found on the gun itself were deemed scientifically unreliable, too fragmented to confirm his handling of the weapon. This absence of physical evidence became a cornerstone of his appeal, with lawyers arguing it dismantled the prosecution's claim that Tory fired the shots. Balanced scale, the core disputes. The aggressor, Megan, portrayed Tory as initiating violence with verbal aggression followed by gunfire. Tory framed himself as an intervener trying to stop Kelsey's impulsive actions. Location and actions. Megan stated she was shot while walking away from the parked SUV. Tory insisted the shooting occurred during the physical struggle between Megan and Kelsey near the vehicle. Intent. Megan implied premeditated malice through Tory's alleged command. Tory characterized the incident as a tragic accident during chaotic intervention. Post-incident behavior. Megan cited Tory's jailhouse call asking Kelsey to take the blame as proof of guilt. Tory claimed he sought Kelsey's honesty to correct the record, not to obstruct justice. Puzzle piece unresolved questions. Motive for initial deception. While Megan cited fear of police, skeptics questioned why she maintained the glass story for weeks with medical staff and friends. Kelsey's silence. Despite immunity, Kelsey invoked her Fifth Amendment right 37 times during testimony, leaving critical gaps. Ballistic contradictions. No shell casings matched Tory's position per Megan's account, yet prosecutors argued he could have collected them. Psychological impact versus forensic gaps. The prosecution leveraged Megan's emotional testimony about trauma and industry backlash. Conversely, the defense highlighted the lack of DNA, fingerprints, or video placing the gun in Tory's hand during the shooting. Even Megan's injury details fueled debate. One medical report noted lacerations consistent with glass, while another cited projectile fragments. The human cost. Both artists' lives imploded. Megan described isolation and career paralysis, while Tory faced prison violence and reputational ruin. Their feud exposed how celebrity, race, and media bias can warp legal outcomes, leaving fans questioning whether truth ever surfaced in the courtroom spectacle. Suppressed evidence and witness inconsistencies. The heart of Tory Lanez's appeal rests on evidence that never saw daylight during trial, material that fundamentally challenges Megan Thee Stallion's version of events. Central to this is Kelsey Harris, Megan's former friend who was present during the incident. According to sworn statements from Tory's legal team, Harris privately confessed to firing the weapon 3 times into the air during the altercation, with Tory attempting to intervene by grabbing her arm. This account directly contradicts Megan's testimony that Tory was the shooter. Adding weight to this narrative is driver Jaquan Smith, who provided a critical affidavit stating he witnessed Harris holding the firearm immediately after the physical struggle between the two women. His testimony describes Harris as the individual in possession of the weapon when shots were fired, a detail prosecutors never presented to jurors. Perhaps most damning is neighbor Sean Kelly's initial statement to police. Body camera footage shows Kelly describing the scene. "I saw 2 girls fighting. The girl opened fire toward the vehicle." This raw, unfiltered account matches Harris's alleged confession and Smith's testimony. Yet when Kelly took the stand, his story shifted dramatically. The defense argues this reversal wasn't coincidence, but the result of prosecutorial pressure. The physical evidence reveals even deeper cracks in the case. Vanished bullet fragments. Surgical records confirm doctors removed foreign objects from Megan's feet, but these critical pieces of evidence mysteriously disappeared after being handed to police. The lead detective openly admitted these fragments couldn't be located, a failure that prevented ballistic testing that could have identified the shooter. Medical report conflicts. While one physician documented Megan's injuries as superficial lacerations consistent with glass, another later claimed they were bilateral gunshot wounds. This contradiction was never reconciled in court, leaving jurors without clarity on the actual cause of injury. These suppressed accounts and evidentiary gaps form a troubling pattern. Witnesses who initially implicated Harris changed their stories. Physical proof that might have exonerated Tory vanished. Medical professionals disputed the nature of Megan's wounds. Together, they paint a picture of a case where the full truth never reached the jury, a reality that now forms the cornerstone of Tory Lanez's fight for freedom. The trial, controversies, and outcome. Prosecution strategy. The trial featured a recorded jailhouse call where Tory acknowledged excessive drinking but denied harming Megan. Prosecutors framed his social media activity and music lyrics as a deliberate effort to discredit Megan publicly. Defense challenges. Tory's attorneys argued improper prosecution tactics, claiming investigators ignored critical evidence. Key witness Kelsey Harris invoked her right against self-incrimination despite immunity, fueling speculation about external pressures. Verdict and reactions. Tory was convicted on 3 felony charges. Megan's emotional statement described lasting trauma. "My peace is destroyed." Tory's post-trial actions drew scrutiny. He expressed regret in court but later maintained his innocence publicly. Appeal developments. New evidence push. After a serious prison incident, Tory's legal team accelerated their appeal, citing recalled statements from eyewitness Sean Kelly, parallels to unrelated lawsuits alleging evidence tampering by Rock Nation CEO, formal requests by advocacy groups for case review, unresolved questions, medical evidence discrepancies, glass versus gunshot injuries, disappearance of forensic materials, immunity witnesses' refusal to testify, case implications. The conviction remains polarizing. Supporters view it as accountability for violence against women. Critics highlight inconsistent testimonies and evidentiary gaps, arguing truth was compromised for narrative. Both artists' careers and lives remain profoundly altered, a complex legacy of fame, justice, and unresolved questions.